our next speaker is widely regarded as one of the top principal figures in the cryptocurrency world, especially when we're talking about the cryptocurrency adoption in China. So let's explore his vision for the future of blockchain, its regulation, and also discuss how to grow developer community across the globe. In conversation with the Wall Street Journal's Neanda Salvatierra, please welcome to the stage the founder of NEO, the benchmark of Chinese cryptocurrency, and a world leader in the blockchain industry, Da Hongfei.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
And we have Da Hongfei in the house from NEO, and I am very excited to speak to you. How are you?
Good, good. I'm also very excited to be here. Yeah, this is my first time in Portugal. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I know that probably everyone in here knows what blockchain is, but I was just talking to Da, and I said to myself, you know, this is not a private club. Blockchain is not a private club. It's something that I think the people who are pushing it want to make accessible to the entire world. So we're going to give Da like a couple of minutes to explain what it is, just for the audience here and as well as globally. What is blockchain?
I think the audience here probably has some kind of a technology background. So I will explore. I won't go into the details of those technological details. My understanding that blockchain is at first it's a software. And then it's also a platform. So you can build your decentralized applications on top of the platform. And also it's not just a centralized platform that is managed by some party. It's an open platform. It's more like a protocol. You can follow the protocol, build your own implementation, and connect to the network. It's an open network. And last, it is also called the Internet of Value. Today's internet is good at transferring message or information, but a blockchain is good at delivering values. And last, I also believe that blockchain is more than a technology. It's a new institutional tool or new institutional paradigm. We can use blockchain, the spirit of blockchain, to have new ways to collaborate at a very bigger level than today's collaboration.
So to put that in language that I would understand, I did understand, but is this guy thinks trust is so passé, right? We should take trust out of transactions? That's what you're saying?
I'm always saying that a trust is very expensive, and besides of that, it is also very time-consuming. So if you want to send a message from any point in the world, it only takes milliseconds to do that. But if you want to send a message that involves with trust, let's say I want to send you $10 across the border, you need a trusted third party to facilitate that. And the cost is very high. The time, also costs delay. So with blockchain technology, the trust is built in with technology, with open source, with the protocol. So it will dramatically lower the cost of trust and speed everything up.
Got it.
Yeah.
Now, beyond, I'm always thinking about money. So beyond sending money, if you can name one or two transactions now that the blockchain can be applied to that are interesting, what would those be?
Yeah, there are many interesting applications of blockchain technology. The most interesting one would be gaming. There are many games that these days are developed on top of blockchain or utilizing blockchain technology. I'm thinking maybe in the next few years we will see very large-scale games similar to Into the Sky or Star Citizen that will build a parallel universe, and the monetary system, the economic system in the universe, the new universe, will be used with blockchain technology.
Got it. How many gamers in the house? All right, some. All right, does that sound exciting? A parallel universe sounds interesting to me. Now, what's the biggest difference between NEO and Ethereum, which I know that you're often compared to? to your chagrin, but I still want to hear you talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, there are many differences. From a technical point of view, we have different consensus mechanism. The smart contract system is different. You can use like C#, JavaScript, or mature those languages to write smart contract on Neo. And also the economic model is different. We have two tokens. We have a dual token system inside of Neo. So that's from the technical point of view. But from other, the main difference, the most important difference, boils down to the design philosophy. At Neo, we call us programmatic idealist. So the vision probably is the same, but how we reach from today's place to our vision, to our ideal place, the road could be different.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can sometimes probably we need to step aside and walk around the wall. Yeah, so I think that's the biggest difference between Neo and other projects.
You talk also about Neo being, ready for the formal economy. So you have different features like being able to ID people and transactions.
Yeah.
Is there something you want to talk about in terms of that? Well, how did you think about that? How did that come to be?
Regarding identity or digital identity,
Yeah.
I think it's inevitable for blockchain to have digital identity and to link or map real-world relationship between entities onto blockchain. Let's look back at internet, back to maybe 1997. You don't know who is behind the screen, but gradually more physical business, more traditional business, real economy are moving on to internet. So these days, everybody use their real name on Facebook or other social media. So it's inevitable that we will have identities on blockchain.
Got it.
Yeah.
Now, are you hoping that blockchain will take over the world? And as of now, what's the most welcoming country or regulatory environment in the world for these kinds of technologies? And I would love to hear also your take, especially on China, to compare what's going on in China.
Sure. I don't think blockchain will take over the world. It's a kind of technology, and most of the time it's working behind the scene. Yeah. Regarding regulation, different jurisdictions, it just varies very much. Like Malta and Japan, they are issuing a license to cryptocurrency exchanges. Like in Singapore and Switzerland, these days they're kind of an offshore foundation center. A lot of cryptocurrency foundations or blockchain foundations are setting up entities in Singapore and Switzerland. US is a very interesting jurisdiction. There are 50 states. They all have different laws. So it's very difficult to start a cryptocurrency business in US.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go back to China. Chinese government is very welcoming or encouraging blockchain technology, the development of technology itself, but they are not welcome anything that fuels speculation. So ICO and cryptocurrency exchange is illegal in China. So you can do development of the technology itself, but you cannot do ICO, meaning raising fund through general public or run a cryptocurrency exchange in China.
Got it.
Yeah.
And we actually have an interesting question from the audience. Someone asked, when do you estimate that China may stop the ban on cryptos?
China didn't ban crypto. Just like I said, it banned ICO and it banned cryptocurrency exchange.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Very
processing Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency or token in China is still legal. And if you do a trade or transaction between peer-to-peer, two-person, it is still legal. But if you want to run a business to facilitate trading of tokens, it very likely is illegal.
Got it.
Yeah.
Should banks be afraid of you? You know, blockchain is a disruptive technology that takes out the middleman.
Yeah.
Will we see like banks going out of business or also any other kind of business where blockchain is applied?
I think a bank, it's the physical bank will disappear in maybe 5 or 10 years. I haven't visited a bank in China for maybe 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So everything we do in China, we do everything with Alipay, with WeChat. So you can do that. You can use that to pay. You don't really need to go to a physical bank. But banking will stay.
Got it.
But the banking will use new technologies, including blockchain, including AI, different technologies.
Got it. Privacy is something that's been, in the news quite lately, mostly related to other social media and other aspects. But, even with blockchain technology, a lot of people's information will be out there. It'll be on the blockchain.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How do we protect people's information? How do we make people comfortable using that technology?
Blockchain is a way to maintain a ledger. The ledger will be synchronized across different nodes or players. So all the information are transparent to all the participating nodes. Mm-hmm. That's a big challenge for privacy. Mm-hmm. But thanks to those cryptography, like new cryptography schemes, we have zero knowledge proof. We have homomorphic encryption. Mm-hmm. We have secure multi-party computation. Mm-hmm. We can use those cryptography schemes to protect people's privacy. You don't need. You can do a lot of things with encrypted data without releasing any privacy. And also, from the systematic point of view, blockchain eliminates a lot of single point of failure. So you don't need to pull every information onto one place. So even if a hacker hacked a place, all they got is a limited, a small part of the private information.
Got it.
Yeah.
Someone was wondering what the most promising applications are on NEO right now. Is there anything that you'd like to bring up?
There is a game. It's a racing game. You can buy Ferrari. You can buy any fancy cars with the game. And you can equip it with your own customized tire and engine or whatever you want, and then you can race with other people over all around the world. I think it's a very funny game. Yeah, okay. It's a good one.
I was also wondering a little bit. What about people like me who kind of like middlemen? If something goes wrong, I can always complain to the middleman entity or a regulator. Mm-hmm. Who's going to watch the watcher? Mm-hmm. How are we going to keep a blockchain community honest, mm-hmm. really, if something goes wrong?
There are many people in the blockchain community. They are anarchists. Mm-hmm. They don't like government. They need zero government, zero regulation. I think I'm not an anarchist. I think we are not ready for zero regulation. Yeah. So we still need some regulation to protect some people. In China, if you want to do blockchain that is related to securities, mm-hmm. you are regulated by the CSRC, mm-hmm. the counterparty of SEC in US. If you want to issue you want to do money business, you are regulated by PBOC or the central bank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interestingly enough, I found out that you are a dad.
Yes,
you have a daughter.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I wanted to ask you a little bit about her and what you work with, blockchain technology. I don't know if you've heard, but there's been a recent articles showing that Silicon Valley parents are very concerned about their children's access or use of iPads and all that technology. So what do you tell your daughter about blockchain? Stay away?
No, I explained to her what I'm doing, and she really understands.
Yeah.
There is a quote from a famous writer, science fiction writer, mm-hmm. Douglas Adams. Mm-hmm. He said that any technology that is invented before I was born, it's normal, it's part of the world. And any technology that is invented between my age 15 to 35, it's a new, exciting technology, and I may get a career out of it. Mm-hmm. And any technology that is invented after I'm 35, mm-hmm. it's just it's against nature. Yeah. So there are some people that think AI will be a terrible idea. It will distract the world. I'm not thinking so. I think human beings are really smart. We have invented many new technologies, and we will figure out how to deal with it down the road.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. I also was thinking about a little bit. Your company was founded in China, but I know that some people sometimes mistakenly think it's just a Chinese company. What would you say to those people?
We started from China, but actually these days NEO has 9 core developers. 2 out of 9 are Chinese.
Okay.
The other 7 are located in US, in Europe, and North America. So it's I would say it's quite global. And we have developer communities in different countries, in Japan, in South America, in Europe. So this month we did 3 hackathons in Europe. One in Berlin, one in Zurich, and the other in Notre Dame.
Got it.
Yeah.
Because interestingly enough, even though you're quite diverse company, you started in an emerging market. I was wondering, how you think blockchain can be transformative, especially from frontier and emerging markets elsewhere in Asia, also in Africa. How can blockchain be applied in a way that could really, especially help some of these countries develop?
Yeah, people say that blockchain is a disruptive technology. I think being disruptive is good, but it doesn't mean you need to crack down the old building and to build a new one to crack down the old building.
Okay.
So with emerging market, it's like a virgin land. You can do anything. You can build things from scratch, and you have the opportunities to do it right with most advanced technology.
Got it.
Yeah.
I want to take a last question from the audience. Which one? Will NEO hard fork next year, and what is the roadmap for cross-chain?
It's still under discussion. We have a plan to launch NEO 3.0, and we are still discussing internally and also with the community whether we need to do a hard fork or even a new Genesis block with NEO 3.0. So it's an ongoing topic.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, I've learned quite a lot, so I want to thank you. That was a really interesting conversation. It's been nice talking to you. All right.
Thank you.